My name is Greg Bogosian, and I love everything about New England. Each week, I travel the region searching for adventure. And along the way, I visit the places and the people that make New England extraordinary. This is New England like you've never seen it before. This is New England Traveler. The Christmas season is one of my favorite times of year in New England. The festive lights and decorations, the snow falling, the family traditions, and one tradition that my family has been doing for several years is cutting down our family Christmas tree at the local tree farm. This year, we traveled to Smolak Farms in North Andover to search for the perfect tree. Cutting down your own Christmas tree, in my opinion, is really one of the things that I enjoy most to kick off the holiday season with my family. It's really beautiful up here, but like my very intelligent daughter Jamie was saying a little while ago, come prepared to work out because it is hilly. It is not a flat farm. It is a hilly farm, which makes it even more fun and exciting.
Bring good boots.
Bring good boots.
Like this, is it too big? I was looking for...
You were looking for something a little narrower, like this one over here.
No, it smells good, but I feel like other ones smell better.
All right, we're gonna make one more pass through the Christmas tree farm, looking for the perfect Bogosian family New England Traveler Christmas tree. Long before the advent of Christianity, plants and trees that remained green all year had a special meaning for people in the winter. Just as people today decorate their homes during the festive season with pine, spruce, and fir trees, ancient peoples hung evergreen boughs over their doors and windows. In many countries, it was believed that evergreens would keep away witches, ghosts, evil spirits, and illness. Now, I'm not trying to ward off evil spirits here. I'm just cutting down a tree to decorate the house. Okay, we found the perfect family Christmas tree. This is it. What do you think? What do you think?
That's the tree.
I think it's pretty good. I am pleased with our selection. Actually, my girl's selection. This is it. Gonna bring her home, decorate her, and in about 30 days, with any luck, there might be some presents under that tree. Gotta cut down the tree. In my family, everyone gets to cut the tree. You gotta get a little dirty, and you might get a little wet, and you'll definitely be cold. And yes, getting covered in dirt and tree sap is part of the fun. Timber! Yeah, it's gotta go into the base. And you gotta remember that, the stand. So you gotta remember that. It's gonna, this is like the stand right here. It's gonna go into the stand, and you wanna make sure that it goes in the stand. And if you don't have a saw at home, you wanna take advantage of the saw at the farm. You want that 6 inches on the bottom to put that tree into the stand, so the water is gonna come up here. And what people don't realize about Christmas trees is they don't water from the bottom. They water from the bark and the side of the Christmas tree. So the more water you can have here, the better it is for the Christmas tree. The longer it will stay fresh, the longer it'll last, and the longer you have until the needles fall. So there you have it. Another family tradition is in the books, and when it comes to family traditions, there is one place in New England that you will want to put on your Christmas list to start your very own. The Christmas season is upon us again, and here in New England there is no better way to celebrate the season and get into the spirit than a Christmas train ride. But I'm not taking you on an ordinary Christmas train ride, no. I am taking you to the Cape Cod Central Railroad here in Buzzards Bay for their Polar Express train ride. Let's go. But first, it's getting cold out. Gotta put my hat on. Hey, Santa. Oh, I got my own bell?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Santa sat right down with me. How do you like that? Only on the Polar Express. That's some magic right there. Thank you,
Great. Christmas is all about family and tradition. We had a lot of fun this year in our family tradition, cutting down our own tree at Smolak Farms. And to keep that holiday spirit going, I was invited by Chris Pajerski and Kayleen Jablecki of the Cape Cod Central Railroad to their annual Polar Express train ride.
Well, we run the official Warner Brothers production of the Polar Express train ride, which is, of course, based on Chris Van Allsburg's book, The Polar Express. We do come here to Buzzards Bay, which you can see is decorated beautifully, and you're going to depart from here and go north to the North Pole.
And we are on Cape Cod. We are at the Buzzards Bay train station. Tell me about this historic place that we're in.
So you're in the vintage building back in 1910, I believe, is when this was built, and this is the Buzzards Bay train station. Outside of the depot this way, you would see the Cape Cod Canal Railroad Lift Bridge, which is just over 100 years old now. So we depart from here and we bring back the nostalgia of, a true train station. And people will come into here. As you see, we have it festively decorated for the Polar Express. And when you come into the station here, you're greeted by our staff. Just as in the movie The Polar Express, they're given a golden ticket here as well. That ticket comes into play just as in the movie, where our conductors will go through and punch the first initial of each child's name. Just as in the movie, that is something that we also bring in. We take a lot of things from the book, The Polar Express, and we bring it to life on board on a train.
The Polar Express children's book is written and illustrated by Chris Van Allsburg and was published by Houghton Mifflin in 1985. The book has been praised for its detailed illustrations and calm, relaxing storyline and is widely considered a classic Christmas story for young children. The story is partially set in the author's hometown of Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was inspired in part by Van Allsburg's memories of visiting the Herpelsheimer's and Wurzburg's department stores as a child.
I don't want to spoil anything for you, but when you leave here, you're going to head north to the North Pole. We have magic tracks that can get you there in approximately 25 minutes or so. You'll end up at the North Pole.
The North Pole, also known as the geographic North Pole or terrestrial North Pole, is the northernmost point on Earth and location of Santa's workshop. At this hard-to-reach location, all directions point south. If you are ever lucky enough to be on a flight from Chicago to Beijing, you may actually get a view of it from the air. Or you can just book a trip at the Polar Express and see the magic for yourself up close.
And so when you depart here, on the way up, the dancing chefs will be seating you at your table, and you will hear the reading of the Polar Express over the speakers, and the chefs are walking around with the books for you to be able to look at the pictures and relate to what you're hearing in the story. And you do need a ticket.
Yes.
Now, normally the golden tickets are only for children. Greg, you are very much a kid at heart, and this is your first time. And so because of that, I'm going to go ahead and give you this golden ticket to get you to the North Pole tonight.
Nice.
So there you are. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful time.
Absolutely. I'm sure I am going to have a wonderful time. Look at that. My own personal New England Traveler golden ticket, right? How can you beat that? Kids only, though. You adults out there, you don't get this. Only the kids and me.
And Greg. Yeah.
My golden ticket right here. Hey, here you go.
Oh, thank you. It's a genuine golden ticket.
It is genuine. Yes. Thank you very much. Greg.
You want Greg?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. And I got my golden ticket on the Polar Express. I'm all set. We are here aboard the Polar Express train ride, and
How we doing over here?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
My name is Greg.
Greg. I'm Gumdrop.
Nice to meet you, Gumdrop.
Nice to meet you. What are you asking for Christmas, Greg?
That's a good question, Gumdrop. I really had no idea until you just asked me, but I would say I think I need a new camera for Christmas.
Most people are asking for $1 million or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went to the workshop and started printing the money. And Santa was not too happy with
No, I bet Santa was pretty. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't lose your job.
It was all good because what he did was he gave me $1 million North Pole currency.
This is North Pole currency. So what is this good for? Like candy canes and
Yeah, a little bit of
pancakes.
Yeah. Exactly. Cookies and cocoa.
Cookies, cocoa.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
our favorite down there. And then the four main food groups of elves: candy canes, candy corn, and syrup.
Thank you very much for coming and spending some time with me.
Very nice to meet you. If I
Thank
can do
you.
anything for you tonight, let me know.
I told Gumdrop what I wanted for Christmas. Hopefully, he gets the message to Santa Claus somehow.
Nah. Wrong. I have a friend that's named Frosty, though. He's a snowman. Did you know that?
If you believe, I'm guessing you can hear the bell.
Oh, I can hear the bell.
All right,
Yeah.
you're a true believer.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I am a true believer.
That's great.
Absolutely, yeah.
Everyone here so far is a true believer.
Oh, I hope so. Man, I hope.
Santa's right there. So.
I know. I personally can't believe that I'm actually seeing Santa Claus.
Chris Pajerski has taken a classic holiday film and turned it into an outstanding New England winter adventure with the Polar Express train ride at the Cape Cod Central Railroad. So, Chris, the Polar Express train ride starts here in Buzzards Bay and goes all the way to the North Pole. What is so awesome about this train ride?
Other than the vintage equipment that they're riding in, of course, we put on a great presentation. The kids that are working on the train, the elves and the chefs, and when Santa comes on the train, it's a really entertaining presentation to the kids.
How close is this experience to the book or the film? Because they're both classics.
It's not quite as cool as the film. We don't have all the bells and whistles, but I got to tell you, it's pretty cool. You're going to see when it's going on that the kids that work for us, they're really doing a great job. They really get into it. It's very surprising. And then once you get up to the North Pole, Santa's going to come on the train, and he's going to go along and visit every single party that's on the train, and the children all get bells if they're good and if they remember and if they listen and if they believe.
You have to believe.
If they don't believe, they don't get the bell. No.
Oh, if you don't believe, you can't hear the bell?
That's right. That's the story.
Now, speaking of kids, your family, your children are involved in the train ride?
Actually, for the first time, I've got all three of them working here. Jake, he likes the train itself, so he likes hanging out in the operations side of things. He's like an assistant conductor. Jessica's working in the ticketing and reservations office, and so isn't her little sister, Olivia. She's here with us this year as well.
Speaking of family and tradition, this is the holidays, Christmas is coming. How important is it to you to be able to share this experience with literally thousands of passengers every year?
One of the things that I do is I actually walk around with all the people out in the tents and along the track and people getting off the train and on the train. I interview as many as I can just to see where they came from, where they heard about us. Did they have a good time? Did they have a good ride on the train? And I got to tell you something, don't hear any complaints.
Hi, guys.
Hey, you're the actual hero boy
I
from the
am,
movie.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And the book.
I'm Greg, nice to meet you.
I'm Hero Boy. You know when that girl lost her ticket?
Yes.
I returned her to her, and that's where I've got the name, Hero Boy, because I return tickets to people who lose them. So I always have extra tickets in my pocket.
You do?
Yeah.
You have one right now?
Would you like one?
Love one, yeah.
There you go.
Another golden ticket?
Another golden ticket for you.
From the Hero Boy. How can you beat that? We are on the way to the North Pole right now.
We are.
Other than the North Pole, what is your favorite part of this journey?
Kids.
The kids?
Seeing how excited they are just brightens my day.
In both the book and film renditions of the Polar Express, the actual name of Hero Boy is never revealed. It is often suggested that his name is Chris, and he is named after the author of the book, Chris Van Allsburg. In one behind-the-scenes interview, Tom Hanks also refers to Hero Boy as Chris. Personally, I'm happy leaving that one a Christmas mystery.
My favorite part is seeing the reindeer.
Reindeer are fun, yeah.
I love reindeer, and there are a lot of magical reindeer on this journey.
Comet is my favorite. I got the bell from Comet. Dasher's also really good.
Okay. There's been some talk about these magic train tracks. You know anything about the magic train tracks?
Yes, this train,
Yeah.
it's actually going 300 miles an hour, but to you, it seems nice and smooth, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I would never have guessed we're going 300 miles an hour. Well, I guess to get to the North Pole and back, you have to travel at that speed, right?
Yeah, we have to go through so many states, over so many oceans and stuff like that.
So there's no secret magic you could share with me, like for my viewers over there, like about how that works?
I can share a little bit with you.
Oh, all right.
Maybe a little secret,
Okay.
So when we're going on the tracks, we're actually in the air.
Get out of here.
We're in the air.
Really?
We are, because we're on the mag tracks and we're in the air.
Wow.
It's like a roller coaster.
I'm learning a lot on this train ride. It was very nice to meet you here,
Very
boy.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Will do.
All right. Do you want your ticket back?
You keep it.
I keep this?
Yeah.
I love that. Awesome.
Chris Pajerski has, in my opinion, the ultimate Christmas train set. There is no way this train is fitting under a tree. And you may be asking yourself, where did the link between trains and Christmas begin? Historians believe the Christmas train tradition originated in the early 1900s, around the time that manufacturer Lionel began producing the first electric toy trains. Lionel trains were so popular that they initiated a new hobby in America: model railroads. Toy trains were popular Christmas gifts. Opening a new toy train set and setting it up to run under the Christmas tree was the obvious thing to do.
We're in Buzzards Bay on Cape
are.
Cod in this authentic train station, this beautiful historic building. Can you tell me a little bit about what this place is?
This is one of the original New Haven and Hartford train stations. It was built in the early 1900s. It's still owned by the state. Right next to us is the original New Haven Railroad Tower that we operate the signals for the bridge.
I understand you had to hire or partner with the real Santa Claus, is that right?
Absolutely. We have a direct hotline to Santa. None of this can happen without the direct line to Santa, because the other folks they're just helping out and they're messengers, and they're actually friends of Santa.
Oh, so we're going to actually meet the real Santa Claus on the train?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a favor to ask. Do you think you could do maybe an introduction to me and Santa?
Probably.
Yeah?
Probably, yeah. I think I can make that happen.
Yeah. I'd like
Have you been good?
Yeah.
Which list are you on?
I'm never on the naughty list, Chris.
Well, I am.
Chris Pajerski, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much, Greg. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Wow. Seriously? My own Christmas bell, the first gift of Christmas from the big man himself, Santa Claus. Can't beat that.
Operating the Polar Express and navigating the trip to the North Pole on a nightly basis takes planning, timing, and coordination. Several dozen elves make this show a dazzling spectacle for kids of all ages. And throughout this journey, I couldn't help but wonder, who's in charge here?
I am here with show director and chief elf wrangler, Lizzie Pitch. Lizzie, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for coming down.
Describe to me what a chief elf wrangler does.
We have a lot of onboard cast members. It's an onboard production, so I pretty much tell them where their positions will be for the day and try to get them psyched up and having a good time.
The Polar Express has to be the most magical train ride in the world, right? You go to the North Pole,
Yeah.
you get to see Santa Claus.
Yeah.
How do you keep that magic alive for the kids?
I believe that if the cast is having a good time, then the passengers will have a good time. Try to create a good experience for everyone all around.
I get it, yeah, you wrangle the elves, but really, what do you do?
We encourage the elves to have a really good time and be cantankerous and goof around and all that stuff. We try to make sure they're at least goofing around in the right spot, like at the North Pole or, on the train.
And how many players are on this train ride on a nightly basis?
We have anywhere from 50 to 30, depending on the staffing for the night.
Lizzie, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thanks for being here.
All right, now I know you got a lot of elves to wrangle, so you better get going.
I got to get back to the North Pole.
We got a train ride to do.
All right, I'll see you at the North Pole.
All right, see you at the North Pole. Thanks, Lizzie.
See ya.
All right, she's off to wrangle some elves.
The conductor has informed me we are now approaching the North Pole. The pieces of the puzzle are all falling into place. I've met some amazing people on my trip to the North Pole. Now I'm hoping that Chris was able to get a word to Santa, and maybe I'll get a quick meet and greet.
Hello, Santa.
Merry Christmas.
How are you? Nice to meet you. I got a bell?
Ticket, yes.
Oh, I got the bell?
Get the bell.
And I can hear it, which means I am a true believer. Look at that. The real bell, the real man right here.
That's correct.
How can you beat that? You don't get this on an ordinary train ride, do you, Santa?
No. You have a Merry Christmas.
You too, Santa. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
The legend of Santa Claus can be traced way back to the year 280 AD, when a monk named St. Nicholas was born in Turkey. St. Nicholas gave away all of his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside helping the poor and sick, becoming known as the protector of children and sailors. The modern character of Santa is based on folklore traditions surrounding St. Nicholas, the English figure of Father Christmas, and the Dutch figure of Sinterklaas.
That is a pretty cool experience right there, meeting the real Santa Claus and Hero Boy. This is an incredible train ride, and I encourage all of you to come to the Cape Cod Central Railroad in Buzzards Bay and journey aboard the Polar Express all the way to the North Pole and back. You can't beat it. For a New England family Christmas tradition.
When the Polar Express returns to Buzzards Bay Station from its trek to the North Pole, passengers are greeted with cookies and hot cocoa to wrap up a magical night.
Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Woo, thank you. Woo, cheers. The Polar Express is an amazing attraction that you can enjoy during the holidays. But what do you do the other 8.5 months out of the year when you get the Christmas bug? You can do what I do and come to North Conway, New Hampshire to the Christmas Loft. One of the things I love most about the Christmas Loft here in North Conway is this Christmas village in the center. It really reminds me of going with my parents and my younger brother to the Christmas village display at the department store at the local mall. All right, it's not Disneyland, but you do have some audio animatronic carolers. These are really cool. Really brings it into the spirit of Christmas, no matter what time of year it is, here at the Christmas Loft. Christmas trees, Christmas lights, Christmas decorations, Christmas reindeer, Christmas carolers. This guy selling chestnuts. I mean, I already feel cold. Chestnuts. Did you hear that? I mean, check this out. You got the Conway Country Store, all these little houses and displays. This guy's coming out, looks like Scrooge or something, I don't know. There's a bedroom up here. Little kitchen, dining room down here. This is a great place for families. It's a great place for kids. It's a fun time. You got a covered bridge right here, Jackson, New Hampshire. And look at this. Get your hair cut right here in North Conway at the Christmas Loft. You have a toy shop. You have a post office. Being in this Christmas village really feels like you're in one of those Christmas villages that you put out on a display at Christmas time. You know, you put them on the mantle or the coffee table. It actually feels like you kind of stepped into one of those and get to interact with the characters. That's cool.
In this episode, I continued an annual Christmas tradition, taking my family to Smolak Farms to cut down our family Christmas tree. Then I took an incredible journey on the Polar Express at the Cape Cod Central Railroad, where we traveled from Buzzards Bay all the way to the North Pole. I wrapped up my trip in North Conway, New Hampshire, at the Christmas Loft. I hope this adventure got you into the Christmas spirit. I'm Greg Bogosian. I'll see you next time on New England Traveler.
You believe. I do believe. Thank you, Santa.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.